Good morning. Well, right now it's about 20 minutes to sunrise. Looking over to the east, you can start to see the orange glow in the sky as the sun starts to approach from beneath the horizon. If we turn all the way around, we can see, or hopefully you can see in the GoPro, the Collingwood Harbour and the Marine Grain Terminals building. That's something we're also going to shoot this morning. Now, that's a location I've shot before. In fact, this particular season and last selling season, the image of that marine terminal has been a very, very good selling image for me. And I'm just going to pop that image up right now for you to take a look at. So there, for the last couple of selling seasons, that's been a very good image for me. We're overlooking Georgian Bay. Georgian Bay is part of the Great Lakes and part of Lake Huron here in Ontario. So yeah, that's where we are this morning. We're continuing with the theme of what we've been photographing for the last couple of videos, which has essentially been rural Ontario. We've had some barn shots, but we've had some predominantly water type shots, ponds, waterfalls, and so on. So what better following that particular trend on this particular video is Georgian Bay itself, which is an absolutely huge expanse of fresh water. From here, and later this morning, we're heading west to a waterfall called Walters Falls. Now this is a location I've never been to, so I have no idea what we're actually going to see there. I know where it is on the map, and that's it. So that's going to be a new experience for both of us. But hey, it's Gary here with Gary Clayton Photography. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be shooting with my Canon 5D Mark II. I do have my tripod, and hey, let's get set up and let's just take a look. I do have the drone with me today too, although it's slightly breezy this morning. We'll see how we make out with that. Stand by, let's see how the morning progresses. Just take a look at this sunrise. Absolutely beautiful. We have a huge orange ball in a grey kind of horizon sky. Absolutely stunning this morning. Hey, we're on the tripod. As we've already said, we're using the Canon 5D Mark II today. 2-second timer, there's my shot. f8 ISO 100, 1/50th of a second. Oh, sorry, 1/25th of a second. I'm also now going to take that one stop overexposed, 1/13th of a second. And I'm also going to take that one stop underexposed, 1/60th of a second. Boom. There's 3 images. Those 3 images I'm going to combine together, and hopefully this morning we're going to get a very, very nice HDR sunrise across Georgian Bay. Hey, absolutely amazing. You know what? Let's just pop up the drone. Let's see what happens. Poof. Now, okay, so there's the sunrise. Turning around from the sunrise, heading west again, or pointing west, back to the Collingwood Marine Terminals, or the Grain Terminals. There's my composition directly ahead. I have f8 ISO 100, 1/60th of a second, 2-second timer, and there's my shot. Now I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did last time. I'm going to put this to one stop over, take my shot, 2-second timer, there it is. I'm going 1 stop under, 2-second timer. There's my shot. And once again, we're going to combine those 3 images together in Lightroom to create an HDR image of the Collingwood Marine Terminals. Hey, let's pack up from here. Let's start heading further west. Let's take a look for those waterfalls known as Walters Falls that we've never been to before, but it should be exciting. Let's go. So, according to the signs at the end of this little country street, we have arrived at Walters Falls. Now, something I noticed, there's a really interesting looking ice cream parlor. Just take a little look-see at that. Hope you can see that fine in the GoPro. Lovely kind of building. Just love that kind of stuff here. So yeah, here we are. Apparently we have found Walters Falls. So let's take a little walk around. Let's head down to the falls and let's check this place out. Let's see what we've got to work with here. Now right here is another one of these kind of maps of the area, and I don't know if the sun's just glaring on that. But if you can see it, Eugenia Falls here, that's where we were on the last video, and Hoggs Falls. Where we are now is Walters Falls, and it shows over here Webwood Falls. Never heard of that before. It's a location we're going to check out. But hey, let's take a look. So where we are right now is actually part of the Bruce Trail. I didn't actually realize that before, but it is. There's a small little fall right here. Looks like this was kind of man-made in a lot of respects, so this is probably from back in the day when it was rather used for milling or to generate electricity, who knows. But yeah, let's take a little walk further down, see what we find. Okay, so this is Hoggs Falls. Now, it's in a big ravine, a big canyon. Throw the GoPro down there so you can see. Hope you can hear me with all the rushing water down here, but this is Hoggs Falls. So, sorry, correction, not Hoggs Falls. This is Walters Falls. How do we get down here? Or down there? I have no idea. Can you even get down there? I haven't got a clue. But it's a long way down. So I don't know. I'm just going to check things out here and see if there's a way we can actually get down there. Stand by. Okay, we've worked our way through the Bruce Trail. In the far distance we can still hear the rushing water of the waterfall. Hope it's not too dark in here. I hope you can see okay, and I hope you can hear me okay. But what I found is, it's fairly steep, but it looks to me as though it's workable. I'm thinking I can head down here and get down at least lower or closer to those waterfalls. So that is indeed what we're going to do. We're going to head down there with caution, but it looks like we might be able to scramble down there. So hey, let's head back to the car. Let's grab our gear, our backpack, camera, tripod. Let's make sure we remember everything we need one time, because we don't want to do this climb twice. Okay, so let's make our way back along this trail to the point where we thought we might have an opportunity of getting down into the canyon below. So yeah, we've got to be a little bit careful here, because there's no doubt about it, it's a long way down. But this is the area we looked at, so I don't think I'm going to be able to film this and kind of climb down there at the same time. And in all truthfulness, you probably wouldn't want to see that anyhow, because there's a good opportunity I'll end up on my ass. So I'm going to turn you guys off till we get down to the bottom. So stand by. Okay, so we have made it down to the bottom of the ravine here. I'm just kind of perched precariously on a couple of rocks in the river, but here's the waterfall. Whoa, there's my tripod. Here's the waterfall ahead of us with kind of the rapids running down, and we're kind of on some rocks here in the middle of that. But you know what? I think it's a good point. I think we're going to set up here, and this is probably the best vantage point that I can see, although maybe to my right might be another vantage point, but hey, let's see. Let's get set up here. Let's see what we can do from this point on. So stand by. Let's get the camera mounted on the tripod, and we'll go from there. Okay, so right now we're set up on the tripod. I do have my polarizer on the end of the lens. We have f8, we have an ISO of 100. That is giving me a shutter speed of 1/6 of a second. Let's take that shot. I'm using a 10-second timer, and I'm doing the 10-second timer because, sure, even though I'm in rapid water, which continues to be rapid all the time and giving whatever movement to the tripod it's giving, I'm stood on rocks here, and I'm sure when I press that shutter button, I'm moving this tripod. So a 10-second timer gives it as much time as possible to settle down. Now, at 1/6 of a second, am I slowing down that water enough? Probably not. What can I do? Well, let's have a look at that f-stop. And let's just take that from f8. Let's take that to f16. This is now giving me a shutter speed of 1/6 of a second. Take that shot. 10-second timer. Sorry, that's giving me a shutter speed of 1 second. I beg your pardon. Not 1/6 of a second, but 1 second. And that's the shot there. Now, if I just overexpose that by 2/3 of a stop, then it gives me 1.5 seconds. So let's try overexposing by 2/3 of a stop. Gives me 1.5 seconds. 10-second timer, ISO 100, f16, and there is my shot. Now, we're in a horizontal or landscape orientation right now. I am going to change that to a portrait orientation or a vertical orientation. Let's see how we can compose the image in a vertical orientation. Stand by. Okay guys, so now we're set up vertically. I changed my f-stop to f22. Focal length, let's take a look and see, because I'm just not sure right now. Okay, perfect. I have a focal length of 30 mil. I'm using my 28 to 135 mil lens. My focal length is 30 mil. F22, ISO 100, giving me 1.5 seconds at correctly exposed. Let's take that shot. Bear with me. 10-second timer. I know I'm moving around a lot when I touch that camera. 10-second timer. There's my shot. Now, let's do what we've been doing earlier this morning. Let's go to 1 stop over, which is giving me 2.5 seconds at 1 stop over. 10-second timer. Let's capture that shot. What we're going to be working on again is 3 images for an HDR blend. 2.5 second exposure. There's my shot. Let's go back down to 1 second. 1 stop under, giving me 1/8 of a second. 10-second timer. And there's my shot. Now, first of all, if we got anything out of those 3 shots, if we did blend that together and put that in an HDR image and it worked out fine, we're going to pop that up right now for us all to look at. So yeah, excellent. I love the location. It's great. I'm going to move over slightly to my right and see if I can find another composition over to my right through those bushes, if you will, behind that tree. And let's see what we can find over there. If there's a way to get over, we'll have a look and see. Stand by. Okay, well, you probably can't hear me over the noise of the waterfall, but we're much closer to the waterfall right now. Again, on some rocks here. We're going to change lenses. We're going to go from our 28 to 135. We're going to go to our 17 to 40 mil lens. Quite a bit of spray coming down. Camera turned off. Check the camera from the spray. Changing our lens as possible. Minimize any contamination on the sensor. You know what? We're going to leave our lens cover on there until we get set up and give us a little bit of time. There is some spray. Not a fantastic amount, but it's definitely there. So it's something that you can aware of. Turn the camera on. Take a look through the lens. We've got the lens cover on as we said. Take that lens cover off. Take a look through the lens. I'm going to put the focal length that works for me. It's actually right here. Like that composition. All the way out to 17 mil. Automatic focus. 17 mil. F22. Give me 1 second at the ISO 100, 10 second timer, take that short. I'm going to change that timer to 2 seconds. There's my shot. So I'm going to change that timer to 2 seconds. I don't need the 10 seconds now. I'm not in a position that is quite as precarious as the last one. Take that 2 seconds, 2 second timer. Let's take that shot one more time. Fine. Let's put that lens cover back on there. Whoa. Be careful not to kill yourself. A 77 mil circular polarizer. Let's attach that to the lens. Let's take the lens cover off. Let's attach it to the lens. It works much better if you take the lens cover off. To leave the lens cover on is really difficult. The same. Okay. Polarizer is now attached. Let's just see what the differences are. Okay, so now we have 2 seconds, ISO 100, F22, 2 second timer. There's my shot. Good, I like it. Let's change the focal length. We don't need to be quite as wide. Let's bring that into about, 20 mil. Yes, let's take that shot. 2 second timer, 2 second shutter, F22, ISO 100. Probably a little bit more. I think 2 seconds is okay. Okay guys, now due to the noise of the waterfall, I did just have the GoPro set up on its stand. It could have been far enough away from me that you couldn't hear me properly. So just in case you couldn't, I'm going to go over a couple of points. We did get much closer to the waterfall. We did change lens from our 28 to 135. We changed to our 17 to 40 mil lens. We have the polarizer on this lens at full polarization. We have a focal length of 24 mil. which I really like to work with. We have an ISO of 100, f22. I've set a 2-second timer now rather than a 10. It's giving me a 2-second shutter speed. There's my shot. Hey, why not? Let's just take a look at that shot and see how it compared to the first one we put up a few minutes ago. This is really, really, really cool. Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit more time here, then we're going to climb back up onto the top of this kind of cavern or canyon again, and we're going to take a look around town. Stand by. Okay, so I've just positioned myself kind of at the top again of the falls next to this structure. I'm going to pop up the drone for just a few seconds. It is quite illegal to do that right here, but there's nobody else around right now that I can see, so we're going to take a chance. We're going to pop it up. We're going to see if we can get just a few seconds anyhow of some aerial of this location. It's pretty cool. Let's take a look at that. Stand by. Okay, so we actually timed that perfectly. Just as we got back to the car where we'd parked it, I noticed a group of photographers arriving, obviously to shoot the falls. Could have been a camera club, there was quite a few of them. So timing wise, we did great today because I had the whole place to myself, and I just love doing that. That's great. One thing I noticed, and that's what we're going to finish off this morning with, as I arrived into this little community of Walters Falls, I noticed some of the buildings looked really quite unique and interesting. Now, something I did just come across is this mill. Now, one would think it could be like a hardware store, okay, or one might think it was, say, some kind of a farm feed or kind of a gardening kind of center, maybe, but no, it's actually a working mill. I just spoke to a gentleman that works here. He tells me that there's only 2 of these in Canada that's still functioning. This is one. Take a look. Absolutely amazing. Looking at a working mill. Never thought I'd see it. Yeah, amazing. Powered by the water in that river. Who would have thought? Wow, what an interesting community. Okay. We're going to take a few minutes. We're going to walk around this little community. We're going to grab a few shots. That could be quite interesting. Let's see what we can get. Now, apart from that, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for watching my channel. It's been a lot of fun, as it always is. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I will get back to you. We'll see you next time. Let's relax, enjoy some images from today. Bye bye.